Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today we're reviewing episode 12 of Beavis and Butthead, come to you from paramountplus, and it's entitled The Most Dangerous Game / Bone Hunters. So, what did I think about this, and should you be watching? Beavis and Butthead up to more foolishness as usual, as we expect. In the newest episode, The Most Dangerous Game, Bone Hunters. The Most Dangerous Game is the entire premise is basically that they both have heard that if you put a sleeping person's hand in a bowl of warm water, they'll pee on themselves. And so now the Most Dangerous Game is trying to figure out who's going to fall asleep first so that the other one can do that to them. And that's it. They basically don't go to sleep because they don't want to be the one that loses this game. And so it just turns into like two hugely exhausted idiots just carrying around bowls of water and trying to catch each other out. And, eventually culminating in both of them getting that done. And then, on the way on there, they're just dead ass tired and, trying to make each other feel like they're going to sleep and catch each other out. And they're at school doing it, and then Ben Beavis ends up, sleepwalking, and it all ends with both of them, passed out on Van Driesen's desk with a hand and a bowl of water. That's the entirety of it. And you know what? The problem I have with this is that it was just fine. I guess it was all right. But it's a joke that's not strong enough to sustain, something like 8 to 9 minutes of fun. I think it would have been funny if it had been part of a larger joke. But just, it gives a setup for Beavis to sleepwalk and be weird like that. And then for them to play psychological games with each other. But just a lot of it just wasn't funny. It's just more like, oh, well, who's going to fall asleep first? That's more or less it. But the saving grace to this part was that there is a pretty epic freak out by Beavis during the riffing section when they were looking at something from MTV about a guy that felt like his girlfriend was an nympho. That's why he broke over there. And that just, pisses Beavis off so much that he just goes ape shit on the TV and everything like that. That was pretty fun, I got to admit. Just a butthead sort of just sitting back and being like, yeah, do it. That was fun. But just the actual joke of The Most Dangerous Game, just not quite funny enough to be worth half an episode. That moves us on to Bone Hunters, where Beavis and Butthead, hear that millions of dollars have gone into, looking for dinosaur bones and whatever. They get the idea that they can find dinosaur bones in their backyard to get rich, which leads them to be like, that's too hard, and let's just find some bones elsewhere. And then they find a shit ton of bones in someone's backyard. I guess they're garbage. Maybe they had a barbecue or something like that. Honestly, I was thinking that, man, are these just like some not cannibals, but like people that have murdered someone and they just have, I figured that's what they were going. But no, they must have had the biggest fucking barbecue ever with a ton of bones. And they end up with some of Tom Anderson's industrial glue, construct a T-Rex looking thing from garbage, bones, and whatever. That attracts a crowd, and they're like, we're going to get rich. And they call it the Boner-saurus because, of course, they would. Because, Butthead puts a turkey leg on its crotch. And hipsters kind of think it's funny or whatever. And they make some money, but then because they're fighting over who came up with the idea and who keeps the money, and they just destroy it. And it's all just a big mess of bones that they're in. And Butthead asks something I think is really relevant to this episode, which is, why do we do this? This is stupid. And I feel like that encapsulates this episode, and that it's a joke that's not funny enough to sustain. 8 to 9 minutes of of a premise. Not funny enough. There's not enough fun stuff going on. And even the riffing and them can't really save it because they're just looking at some guys, they're just like, yes, this is awesome that they're cutting up stuff with a sword. It's just not interesting. Like, it's not funny enough, which is sort of, an indication of the way this season has gone, which they've had some good, hilarious premises that could work for 9 minutes. And then they have other ones that are so bare bones that the good jokes run out quickly, and then it's just beating that dead horse. So I can't say overall. I thought this was a pretty meh episode. If you skipped it, you don't miss anything. It's not any high point in Beavis and Butthead, and in fact, I'd put in the lower half of the episodes for this season. And I hope that this is week to week. That's the sort of thing with Beavis and Butthead. There's no through line or anything like that. You're going to get the ups and downs. So this is just kind of one of the down ones for me. But anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? What do you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. While you're down there, hit that like button. It helps out with the algorithm so people see more of these videos. And be cool and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Really appreciate that. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, come back next week for my review of episode 13 of Beavis and Butthead. Till then, I've been Mo the Poupée, your resident Fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.